Hey, hey, hey. Look at the moon. So as I am out taking the pups for a walk and getting my late night stroll on, it's cool outside. It's a nice breeze. And I'm just able to collect myself. I'm able to decompress from the day. And as I walk down the street, something hit me. I can say like my entire life, I knew that I was different. My entire life, I've always wanted to, sorry about that, something was on my face. But I've always wanted to figure out like what was wrong with me. I wanted to figure out, why I wasn't like most girls, that was just content with being loved or, a boyfriend, playing with dolls. But I always wanted to know and ask like the deeper questions. But why does this happen? And what makes you feel like this on the inside? And why do you react this kind of so I always knew that therapy, helping, healing, whatever you want to call it, I knew that was my thing because I was doing something for me. In the process, I was getting something out of that. I was getting insight. I was getting information. So my entire life, I have been collecting information and studying people on why people do, feel, and think the way that they do. Well, with that, I have been in therapy now for about a month myself. And in that, the therapy needs therapy, right? And that's a normal occurrence. That's a normal thing. I feel like, the same investment that we have in beauty, food, diet, clothing, cars, whatever. I feel like we should invest that same amount of time and effort into our mental health. So with that, I decided to do that because I felt like I had hit a plateau in my own healing. So in my efforts to heal my mother wound, I had gone to a couple of people and they were like, well, you're doing all the right things, but you still have, some residue. So if I'm honest, I thought that I had gotten to, this was just the best that I had. Where I was in my healing journey, I thought that was it. I didn't know that there was so much more out there. Well, I've been working with a shaman, and the shaman is the one that asked me one specific question. What was my earliest memory from childhood? And I expressed to him when it was, and he was like, well, because you were not even in elementary school yet and you remember that, and someone else was providing maternal things to you and it wasn't your mother, you were abandoned. So right then and there, when he said the word abandoned, it hit me like a ton of bricks, because I never associated any of my insecurities, any of my control issues, any of my trust issues, any of my self-esteem issues. I never associated them with abandonment. But if you spent most of your childhood with someone else raising you, it's one thing to say that it takes a village, but when you spend most or all of your time with another caregiver and it's not your mom or your dad, that's a whole nother thing. And I didn't realize that. So here it is at my age, you understand, I am or have taken on another bag. And while it provided clarity, and while I was happy in that moment to get another layer of understanding, it was days after that when it hit me and I'm like, man, this is some more shit to deal with. This is some more stuff to uncover. But I'm going to tell you something. The more stuff that I add on my plate, yes, it's heavy. Yes, it's a lot to chew and swallow and try to digest so that I can poop it out. You understand? Because it has to come out. What goes in, it must come out. So now that I know that this is an issue, now that I know that I struggle with abandonment issues and how it shows up, you're either going to be avoidant, meaning avoiding relationships, or you will become so anxious in relationship that you can't let the person go. You want them in your sight all the time. And here's the real gag. I have been on both sides of those. Now I am on the anxious side, which is willing to give my all and my everything, and I'm open. But man, I have so many feels now. Like, I feel everything. I'm overly sensitive, and everything is sensitized. Like, I just have sensations all over my body, from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet. When I'm watching television now, I can just cry. If I hear something super duper sweet, I'll just cry. Going through a breakup and some confusion, drama, like, I'll just cry. So I'm overly emotional right now. But I stopped to just share this video because I want to encourage someone to really, really get to the core of who they are. I thought I was really loving. I thought I thought I was giving all that I had. I didn't understand that there was more in there. I didn't know that there was more to me to uncover. I thought this was the best I had. Like, this was all I had to give. But no, it is absolutely not. Like, I have so many feels now, and it feels good to feel. It feels good to want to love. I desire to have it. I want to have it. I want to put strides in place so that I can put myself in position to receive, so that I can welcome and embrace it with open arms. Now, does it feel good right now in the transition process? Absolutely not. Does it feel good trashing some of this stuff? Absolutely not. Does it feel good to, like, be at work and you just cry, not knowing whether or not you're in a position to even serve your clients? Like, I've had to tell so many clients that I need to reschedule them. I just don't have it right now. Like, I don't have the capacity to help because the healer needs healing. So I just wanted to challenge all of my elevators to go out and get the help that you need from whoever registers with your soul. You know, if that person speaks to you, get some help. Talk to somebody. Man, a hug goes a long way. Some love goes a long way. Some face licks goes a long way. Hand holds goes a long way. Feet rubs, talking, intimate conversation, loving on one another. It's not all about sex, but creating and having some very intimate moments. Like, that goes a long way. And when I tell you those are all the things that I desire now, especially during this space, because the little girl in me is rampant. When I tell you she's on one. So what I have started to do is, when she shows up, and her name is Missy, I've given her a name. I visualize what she looked like in my head. And when she shows up, I ask her, what does she want? I ask her, what does she need? And I also ask her, if I give you what you want, will you be okay? So sometimes it's validation. Sometimes it's some love. Sometimes it's, hey, you know, you're fine. Like, you're okay. It may not be the way you want it to be, but you're just fine the way you are. You're just fine with this situation. Like, it's not a big deal. So I just wanted to encourage someone to continue loving on yourself through some of these ugly and gruesome processes that we go through to try to heal and love, and to just be. Man, like, today was a day. Today was absolutely a day. Not being able to, really just control, my emotions. They kind of took control of me. I was all over the place. But I had to get myself together. I came outside in the heat of the day just to breathe. And I started to calm down. And then I journaled. I did about 3 or 4 journal entries today because different things was hitting me. But at the end of all of this, man, the biggest thing is to get to a place where you can open Get to a place where you can receive. I really thought that I was getting everything that life had to offer me, but man, was I cheating myself. That whole mother wound, it shows up. It's not only, when you see someone dealing with their mom, but it's also I was cutting myself off. I was putting myself in a box where I wasn't allowing people, to really get to know me. So I would tell you all my stuff. I would tell you all my dirt. I would tell you everything that I had been through, experienced, or whatever. But I wouldn't tell you what it would take to love me. I wouldn't tell you that I was this bruised little girl who really just wanted to be loved. I really just wanted to be held, like crawl up in somebody's lap and just cry and be validated and be loved on and cheered for and rooted. Like, man, I didn't have that. And to see now how that shit shows up, to see now that not having all of those things, how hard and difficult my life is, because I constantly have to be on my own ass. I gotta constantly boost me up. I'm constantly saying, you got this, like, keep going, you can do this, you can love, you can be, like, you're lovable. Someone will love you, someone will want you, someone will be patient, someone will understand, someone will do all of those things. But the real gag is when you get that, when you meet that person, when you have that person, don't abuse it, don't misuse it, love on it, talk to it, love on it, talk to it, be with it, spend time, nurture that thing, cultivate that thing so that it grows into something beautiful, so that it feels beautiful from the inside out. Remember to always love from the inside out. So if I could just leave one thing, I just want to impart. Go as deep as you can for as long as you can. And in this healing thing, go in, come out. Go in, come out. Take breaks. Have some fun in between times. Do some of your favorite things. Do some of your favorite childhood activities, whether it's coloring, riding horses, hopscotch, jump rope, having a sleepover, getting some fun pajamas, watching, one of your favorite kids' TV shows. Do something to honor that little girl so that you can just still love on her, because she's valuable in this process. And the more you love on her, you're maturing her to meet you at the age that you are right now, whatever age that is. So I just want to continue to encourage you guys. This is a journey, man. This is a journey. Like, I could barely get my shit together today. If I'm honest, last week I think I had my first panic attack ever in life, where I wasn't able to get my shit together. Like, whew, it was bad. But I love you guys. And as always, as I learn and as I get information and downloads and understand some stuff, I'll continue to relay that to you all. The moon is beautiful tonight. The wind feels great on my skin. I'm just appreciating the small things. Remember your breaths. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Until the next time, guys. Love you all and continue to elevate.